Well, again, good morning. Thank you all for being here. We're going to introduce Devin to you here in a little bit, but you know, these last couple of days for us have been really exciting, and you know, as you guys know, with Trayvon being the first pick, and then moving up to grab Devin, who we feel is an outstanding not only linebacker on the football field, but he's probably a better person off the field, and his mom Renita is here, and you did a great job, of raising your son, and we're excited here in Jacksonville to get to know you a little bit better and welcome you here to Jacksonville. But obviously with Devin, his athleticism, obviously the size, you can see it, the speed, everything that we felt strongly when we took Devin, in this draft. So we're excited to get him in here in a couple of weeks and get him going with all of our picks. But with that, we're going to open up for questions. No questions?
Hi, Devin. Welcome to Jacksonville. Kind of walk us through the pre-draft process, your communication with Jacksonville. Were you surprised when the Jacksonville number popped up on your phone?
To be honest, I was surprised. Like, as soon as I saw it, we had met at the combine, I believe, and then I think we had some communication after that, some slight communication after that. But outside of that, I wasn't really expecting a call. But as soon as I saw it, I was ecstatic. I was like, oh my God, like, it's finally, all the emotions hitting you. So and you knew at that point, like, you were home. So.
And then just obviously waiting in the green room. What was that experience like out in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I feel like. It can get nerve-wracking for sure, and I was one of those guys where I was coming in and I was like, oh, like, it's not gonna be that bad. Just breathe and just wait and understand that God has got you. But when I was in there, I was just waiting, and waiting a little bit more. So, like I said, I was just finally ready to get that call.
Hey, Devin, can you just talk about your upbringing? Your father was a career Marine, and just how did that mold you who you are today?
Yeah, so my mother and father were in the military. They served in the Navy. My dad did 30 years, just retired a little over a year ago. My mom did 10 and would have done more, but she had me, so she had to get out because of that. But they've done so much for me, just as far as just the values they've instilled in me, teaching me the right things, teaching me to be a good person. But they're also teaching me about just self-discipline and really working for what you want to go get. And they always instill confidence in me, telling me that I can do anything that I put my mind to. And so, I'm just grateful to have them in my life.
And Doug, when you look at the theme of where you guys at right now, it seems like character guys is at the top of the list. With your experiences as a coach, is it easier to build a team when you got those type of players that's particularly young? A lot of times it's the older guys who, bring off the leadership to the younger guys. But look like you guys, like the theme here is getting character guys. Is that easier to build from the ground up with the younger players?
Yeah, short answer is yes. And, honestly, our whole team right now is full of high character guys. And, when you have a group of men that are like that, and they're young, and they're energetic, and you can shape them as players, you can shape them as men, and it really goes a long way to how you perform on the football field. Because what happens is, with guys of character, they become great leaders not only on the field but also in the community, and they become great citizens in Jacksonville. And we've got a team full of guys, like that. And Devin is just going to be a great addition to not only the linebacker room, but I think to our team and to Jacksonville. I talk a lot about, how we handle our business, off the football field as well with our guys. And this is obviously no exception.
Rashad, over here.
Yeah, hey.
Hi. When you've had more misses than hits in the first round, what questions do you ask of a new regime to say, what are we doing? Are we doing something wrong? And how do we make sure we fix that moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. I think, I've elaborated on it. I didn't see you, so for your benefit, I'll repeat it. So, okay, you are one of my favorites. Okay, so, that was one of the things, really one of the first things with Doug and Trent, that let's be honest with ourselves. Our record has not been good, drafting, especially in the early rounds. And how do we get better? And really the answer is, basically two words: collaboration, transparency. So this has been, very intensive process with really the coaches, with the scouts, viewing film together, a very grueling process where there is integrity in the evaluation. It isn't, I have a bias and just give me the data to, convince myself or other people. And which, led to really, how the draft board shook out. And then, I obviously sat down with, Trent and Doug and some of the coaches and went over that. Really to kind of validate, that this is something, obviously time will tell, but definitely, you can't be doing the same thing over again expecting different results. We are doing something very different. And it started from, day one. And I can tell you, I feel fabulous, and I think we've had really great last couple of days, I think, as an organization. So.
Question for Devin. The Jaguars have two of their opponents in the AFC South Division, particularly Indianapolis, Tennessee. Both have big-time running backs. Always going to be physical games, and it's probably going to be that way for the foreseeable future. How much do you look forward to games like that, where the physicality and winning the line of scrimmage, particularly in those games, becomes a factor, and the linebacker groups obviously will have big impact on that?
Yeah, definitely. Coming from the Pac-12, which is a pass-heavy conference, I'm looking forward to actually getting able to play the run a lot more, just because so many teams want to run the ball. So I'm looking forward to actually getting in those battles in the trenches. That's why I play football. Just because of the physicality of it, and really just getting downhill and being nasty. So looking forward to that for sure, those matchups, and it's going to be a great challenge. As
a follow-up to that, how much have you watched Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor, just in your observance of NFL games throughout the last 3-4 years?
Yeah, for sure. I've seen a lot more film on Derrick Henry than Jonathan Taylor, but I've seen a little bit of both. Definitely have a lot of respect for their game and their O-line. Both their teams' O-line is really good. So I think they do a great job running the ball, both teams. And so, like I said, it's a great challenge. I'm looking forward to it.
One more thought. How much are you aware of this team's history and their rivalry, particularly with Tennessee? And and Henry's a local guy from around here. I'm just wondering how much you know about that history.
I got freshened up on it a little bit. Me and Coach were talking about it a little bit. I know we don't like Tennessee, do not like Houston.
Hey, Devin, right over here. So last couple of years, obviously some tough circumstances in Salt Lake with the team. How did you rally the team together? What was your role in that and bringing that team together and getting them back on the field, and then, winning the Pac-12 and going to the Rose Bowl? What was your role in that whole situation?
My role for me was just to step up and be the best leader I can be. Really just bring everybody together. And, whenever we're on the field or whenever we're doing anything football related, it's got to be focused. It's got to be football related. And whenever we're off the field and we're not doing anything football, we got to be together. We got to be there for one another. So that experience brought everybody closer, but it also made everybody lock in a little bit more. And it was my job as a leader to make sure everybody stayed locked in and just understand what we had, the task at hand, what we were trying to accomplish and how we were supposed to get there.
Hey, Devin, Doug and Trent have emphasized your versatility, able to rush the passer, defend the run, coverage, all those kind of things. How much pride do you take in that, and what should the city of Jacksonville expect from you as a player?
Definitely. One thing I define myself as is a football player. So it really doesn't matter where you put me. I'm going to go out. I'm going to be competitive, and I'm going to have success. So I pride myself being able to play anything that you could ask a linebacker to play, coming off the edge, rushing the passer, man coverage, zone coverage, playing the run, whatever you could ask a linebacker to do. I pride myself on being able to do that at a high level, and I prepare to be able to have success all over the field. So I'm watching film from pass rushers. I'm watching film for safeties. Like, you got to be able to do it all. So, like I said, I'm excited for whatever I'm asked to do.
I realized as I was asking about you about draft night, I didn't even ask. Did you plan on picking up Roger Goodell?
I think my mom could explain that a little bit better. No, I had no plans on picking him up until right after I got the call, and it just came up. Do you wanna? She was.
Someone get her a microphone right now. Where's the other microphone? Let's grab it. Come on.
You know what to say? You want me to? Okay. Basically, she was just like, so.
Make sure you pick up Roger Goodell.
You want to say it?
Yeah, I just told Devin to make sure he picked up Roger Goodell off the floor.
So I was just like, all right.
But
I had
didn't
thought
know
about
he was
it.
going to pick him up like that.
Why though? Why though?
Why did I just wanted to see if he could.
I love it. And then have you had, obviously I know you guys literally just got here, but conversations with other members of the current roster that, the veterans that have been here throughout the draft process before, and also Chad Muma said last night that, you guys got to know each other during the pre-draft process.
Yeah, no intense conversations. Josh Allen did reach out to me, so that was cool. And yeah, me and Chad definitely chopped it up a few times at the combine, so that'll be good to, get with him, and I know we're going to, be close, probably going to be roommates, so I know we're going to, definitely get to know each other even better.
You'll have your own room.
We'll still get to know each other.
Welcome to the NFL. Devin, how long will it take you to acclimate, do you think, to this league, to the playbook, to what this defense might be? We talk a lot about that, I think, on the offensive side. But is there a lot of homework to do? Is that a fast process, do you think?
Well, I'm hoping it's not going to be long. That's also my expectation, but and that's really just based off how I prepare. I plan on going in head first and just giving it everything. So I'm hoping it's not going to be that long, but we'll see. Like I said, it's something I've never experienced before, so I can get back with you with that one.
And one more for you, if you don't mind. You didn't expect maybe to go to Jacksonville. Then did somebody teach you quickly the Duval? And I mean, that was probably the greatest rookie Duval we've ever seen. So.
Man, I had actually heard about it before. I appreciate it, but I had actually heard it, and I mean, as soon as I saw Jacksonville too, and whenever I hung up the phone, like I immediately thought, like, dang, like I'd be able to say that now. Like this is up. So I did it as soon as I got a chance to do it.
Hey, Devin, have you considered what number you want to wear? Is 22 a consideration for you now that the league has relaxed its numbers?
I have definitely thought about that, and based off what's available, I'm gonna choose a number I feel like that really just kind of suits me and is calling to me, and yeah, so I've thought about it for sure.
For Devin, could you just talk a little bit about when you started to, you did 2 years of basketball, I believe, in high school, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you were a safety in high school more than you were a line. So when did things sort of start to change? Not only the move from safety to linebacker, but also was football always going to be your sort of pathway to college? And you just talk, and also you were a punter in high school as well. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Could you just talk about the transition mainly from safety to linebacker?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so started off playing football in 8th grade. That was like the first time playing tackle football, and that was 8-on-8. So when I got to high school, I played receiver. That was primarily my position up until my senior year. My senior year, I played free safety, and that was my first time playing defense. And the film that Utah was watching, really just translated to the linebacker position. I just feel like my mentality and the way I played free safety, translated to their linebacker position, and so that's kind of how they ended up offering me. But for me, basketball was never really kind of my sport. It was the first sport I actually played growing up. But once I found football in 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, that was a sport. That was the one I knew I was going to end up playing, hopefully in college and in the NFL. And it's the one I fell in love with, you know.
Thanks.
Devin, when did you first sort of think that you could make the NFL from fairly humble football beginnings? And what is this day like for a rookie coming in here?
Yeah, so for me, college was the first stepping stone once I got to college. And ultimately, the NFL, I always dreamed of playing the NFL. You know, that's why you play football. It's, you know, what you dream of. But for me, it was stepping stones. And so in high school, college was the next stepping stone. And once I got to college, then it was the NFL. So just kind of in that order. But to be in here and, you know, to be a Jag, to finally be home, you know, I mean, it's just a blessing. I can't really put it in any way other than that, just because, you know, like I said, you know, you dream of playing in the NFL. And so to be in this position, I'm exactly where I want to be right now.
Devin, the Jaguars, they, you know, obviously between Coach Caldwell and, you know, Coach Tony Gilbert, they have a couple different guys who have played linebacker in the NFL. Just how excited are you to learn from guys who have, you know, kind of done it in the past? Yeah, definitely. I love football, and I'm always looking to get better, to expand my game, to learn from, you know, people who've been and done it. So wherever, you know, whoever I learn from, or, you know, just whenever I get in a room, really, you know, I'll be ready to learn. Congratulations. Thank you.
Doug, how creative can you be with him, and do you challenge your coaches to think outside the box in terms of what this guy can do for a defense and what kind of issues he can pose for an opposing offense?
Yeah, those are all things that, you know, once we get Devin in here, and we obviously we know his, you know, his college background and his production there and where they used him and how they used him, and, you know, obviously being at the linebacker position could be a versatile position, you know, in our defense and our scheme. And, you know, but again, it kind of goes back to let's get him in here and let's get him caught up, let's get him learning the playbook, right? Let's get him around the teammates and get going, and then we can begin to kind of shape a plan, you know, down the road as we go. You know, with guys like Devin and obviously with Trayvon and the others. So, but I know, you know, Mike and the staff become very creative with scheme, you know, from time to time, but you have to do that. You have to do that each week. And, you know, having guys, you know, like Devin that are versatile that way can help that process.
Do you give him a playbook today?
Please.
No.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.